and gentlemen, I'm your rising hero with my friend. Will you please introduce yourself?
My name's Small Flareon, and I'll also be casting with Rising today. So what's our matchup look like?
University of Texas in San Antonio go versus Texas Christian University. Another nice matchup with both universities being from Texas. We're going to see today which Texas university is the superior League of Legends champion.
Okay, first off the bat, Zoe and Camille banned out. I think Zoe's pretty self-explanatory. She's kind of busted right now. Looking at Camille, I think maybe one of the remaining bruisers that are pretty good. You know that people like Aurelia have fallen off to the wayside. Camille's still sticking around in the meta right now. Anivia, definitely a target ban against Lemur. At least that's what I think.
110%. We're also going to see an early game Braum ban. That's a little bit interesting here. Braum is a support champion that's been seeing a lot more play lately. However, prioritizing supports is definitely a little bit different.
Yeah, I think most of these guys like to do a little bit of research into their opponent before the matches. Look pretty much like target bans. I haven't seen like crazy meta picks like, for example, Kha'Zix being banned out right now. We're going to go into the first pick, though. Yeah, Zerath band, that's got to be a target.
This guy's name is Hello, I'm Hank. I just got to point that out there, since this guy's from Texas. I just have to point that out there.
I think that one, is that a Hank Hill reference? Because that might go right over my head.
Has to be. There's no way. Oh, wow. Gnar, a champion that we've been seeing very frequently in all these games recently. Gnar is a very popular pickup here in the top lane.
Super smart early pick for top lane. Not necessarily, he does have some bad matchups, but they aren't all terrible because he does have the range to play with most of the time. I'll have to see what this other team counters, but they're gonna go for the Tom Kench early.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
Unbench the Kench, unload the Toad.
Easy saves for any carries that they might pick up later. Texas Christian has one more pick before bringing it back over to San Antonio.
Kog'Maw. There's just no other way. Oh, there it is, the Kog'Maw lock-in. That's going to be something that's going to be hard as heck to play against. Tom Kench saving Kog'Maw in the early game, and then Kog'Maw just pops off in the late game. That's a very strong bot lane right there.
We'll have to see what San Antonio decides to answer with. Tarsier, these countdowns, counting down pretty hard. They're taking their time mulling over the picks, not really hovering over anything crazy. Taric is going to be the lock-in. So an early pick for the support, not trying to reveal too much, knowing that the other team has already picked their bot lane.
Another champion that has seen a lot of play in these matches recently. That defensive ultimate, that defensive ultimate, very clutch and saving 80 carries. Oh, is that going to be the Varus lock-in? Attack speed versus attack speed. Yes, it is. Varus versus Kog'Maw. That can go either way. Wait a minute. Fiddlesticks in 2018?
It's being hovered. Teasing us.
You're teasing us, dude. Come on. You can't just tease me like that. You gotta lock that in.
Fiddlesticks this early in Champ Select, before the enemy team has picked a jungler? I don't think so. It's gonna be Shin Zhao instead.
Alright, alright.
I haven't seen too much Shin at all. Maybe more so in solo queue.
Yeah. Phase. That's going to be the Rise ban, a very popular mid lane pick, even in these tournament style things. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe an Azir ban, especially since Texas University over here doesn't have their mid laner locked in. Orianna, a very safe mid lane champion, gonna get banned this time around. That's a little interesting to see here.
Yeah, usually you see teams, at least at the pro level, they'll leave the Orianna open because there are just so many more priority mid laners right now. Zoe's already gone. Azir is another very good one. Probably the best mid laner in the game right now. Orianna tends to be the one that mid laners fall back on after all of their other options are exhausted, especially into something like a Rise, but both of those are off the table now, so we'll have to see what they go for. There's the Azir ban that you were talking about.
Ban that I was talking about. It looks like Texas Christian University still hasn't picked their mid or top laners, so their solar laners. San Antonio still needs to pick their jungler. Oh, Ornn in the top lane.
Oh, if there's anybody that can stand up to the harass of Gnar in the top lane, that's a tank. Ornn does a pretty good job. His mana cost is just so low that he can sustain while pushing the lane. and the shield that he gets from his W really helps put up with all of that harassment that any other top laner would be subject to. There's that cheeky fiddlesticks hover here again. But Jarvan might be the lock-in. Oh, if anybody's going to challenge Kog'Maw, J4 would be a good pick.
Just getting those dives in on Kog'Maw is going to be pretty huge. However, you do got to keep in mind, this is still stopwatch meta. They still have a Tahm Kench, so I think bot lane's going to still be pretty safe after all this.
Yeah, we haven't hit those massive stopwatch nerfs in 8.3 just yet. That were just announced. Galio's going to be the final pick. Jarvan.
Galio.
Yeah, this is an SKT favorite from last year. You Jarvan ulti into the Galio ult. There's no escape for Kog'Maw, except for the Tahm Kench, of course.
I'm surprised that they blind picked that. These guys respond with. Is that... Oh, the Talia insta-lock. All right, a little... Talia going against a Galio there. Gonna be a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing. That much is for sure.
Yeah, Galio doesn't have necessarily that hard of a time in that matchup. I think it's just we're seeing the squeeze from all these mid lane bans. There's at least 4 of them that I see, maybe more, and Talia still pretty good in this meta, has very good roaming potential. I think that's probably going to come down to whether or not she can match the Galio when Galio decides to ult out.
Oh, the Weaver's Wall does have a cooldown that's about the same as Galio's Hero's Entrance, so I think we're going to be seeing those roams happen very often. However, I do think Galio get into the fray a little bit faster than Talia, because Talia, she has to ride the wall, right? Galio's is more a little bit instant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be all about that reaction time, kind of those predictions there.
Yeah, I am loving San Antonio's team comp just because of how much AoE potential that they have. And to top it all off, a Tyrek ultimate to keep themselves safe while they smash the rest of the team into the wall. On the other side, I'm seeing a lot of single target damage. Like, Talia can burst out 1 or 2 people very easily. Kog'Maw very similarly, but if Kog'Maw's W is down, they're lacking a lot of damage on the side of Texas Christian University.
I don't know. I think I got to disagree with you. I'm liking Texas Christian University's team comp a little bit more here. They got that early game set up with the Xin Zhao pressure and the Ornn top lane. Go rather even with Galio, and then you have that defensive setup for Kog'Maw that'll allow him to carry and pop off in the late game when it really matters. I think if Texas Christian University can get to that 30-minute mark, they definitely have the game in the bag.
Yeah, if this Kog'Maw survives the initial onslaught, they'll be fine. But if
he survives the initial onslaught, that's going to be real tough. Kog'Maw could pop real easily depending on how that Jarvan decides to build. If he decides to go tanky or if he goes all damage. Maybe that's why they picked the Galio, the blind pick Galio, just to get a backup tank in case Jarvan decides to build offensive this game.
I just think that combination is disgusting. The Jarvan into Galio, again, that wombo combo is so hard to deal with. You think even with a Tahm Kench, if you could trap the Tahm Kench in the area, he has no choice but to spit Kog'Maw back out within range of the rest of your carries or whoever you need to take care of him.
I did not keep in mind. And without a shield support, you only have Tahm Kench basically, and maybe the Ornn frontline defending Kog'Maw from utter destruction.
Yeah, I hope Tahm Kench takes Guardian or something just to provide a little bit more of a buffer for Kog'Maw. There's things like Locket, all sorts of items that Tahm Kench can buy to keep that Kog'Maw alive, but you know, he's no tank, no matter what you decide to do.
Who do you think is going to be the Texas University that takes it all today?
I think we've already established that we're differing on the team compositions. I think overall, I mean, I'm not really sure about the history of these teams. I did do a little bit of research into the ranks, and they did seem to be pretty similar.
And I believe this is the first time that they have met up each other in the Summoner's Rift, but I don't suspect that it will be the last. We're in for a little bit of a show here. Antonio can win, but it's going to be based on that coordination. But I'm still rooting for Texas Christian University here.
All right, I'll have to play devil's advocate. I still think this Wombo Combo Devastation composition is going to be taking game 1. 8 seconds counting down now. We're about to pop into the loading screen at least. But then we'll be able to see really quickly just which one of us is right.
Oh, baby. I can't wait. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. What's this? I just noticed here. It looks like Tarek took Ignite instead of Exhaust for his choice of Summoner spell. What do you think that's all about?
Pretty sure he's got that Summoner spellbook, right? I wish I could see those masteries and runes in the Champs League. You'd give us a lot more material to talk about. But with Summoner spellbook, or Unleash spellbook, they take that Ignite for that early game pressure, especially with some early game junglers like Jarvan, and then that gives you the ability to trade out for something like a teleport or an exhaust, depending on what you need in the late game.
Well, let's see what those masteries are. Tarek opting to go Guardian, same as Kench. Opting to go the Fleet Footwork, same as Varus, so very similar style there. Galio opting to take Arcane Comet, taking Airy, 2 different styles of poke damage. Looks like Jarvan might be going the full damage route, as you're seeing here. He took Electrocute versus Xin Zhao's Press the Attack. Nar both taking the same summoner spells, but look at this. Every single one of these players went into the inspiration tree. So we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of stopwatches in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game. That much is guaranteed. Lemur here is actually in Master. Ooh, look at that nice looking border.
I guess I misspoke when I was talking about these Unleash spellbook, because that is not a thing on Tarek. He just went with Guardian for extra shielding on his AD carry when he gets the heal. Right. And Tarek, not like he's lacking in those abilities at all.
That makes that Ignite choice a little bit strange for the laning phase, at least. I mean, I suppose Varus does do very well into Kog'Maw early on. Really going to have to put the pressure on this Kog'Maw in order to seal the game for them. Because if not, this Kog'Maw is definitely going to carry the entirety of the late game.
And now we're bouncing into game. 30 seconds in, both teams have spread out to establish a front along the river. Ornn's way up there. Juan and Asian took a slight detour through the mid lane. He's making his way up towards the top lane now. So no crazy level 1s from both of these teams. Looking to play it safe for game 1 of this match.
I don't blame them. You saw in some of the earlier matches in this same conference how devastating that early game invades could be if they get turned around. And neither team never wants to give up first blood for the opposite team, because that could spell a lot of trouble for the early game, and that's definitely not something to do. By the way, friend, don't forget to click speed up to make sure that your game is synced up with mine. I will give you some reminders there. So you just push that plus.
What are you looking at? What's your timestamp right now?
Now, so we're good, but every now and then we just have to click the plus sign for speed up. So right before any major team fight, just to make sure that we're all synced up and good to go. Fairly standard openings for both junglers here. They're going to start their buffs. He's going to get a little bit of a stronger leash here. Let's see if he can use that to his advantage.
Yeah, both teams giving a really strong leash right there. Xin Zhao's going to be a little bit slower off the block. But Jarvan immediately hightailing it for his wolves. He's going to go for that clear. Talia's doing a little bit of warding. Might be able to spot him out if she's lucky. It doesn't catch him.
Standard clears. Xin Zhao opting to go for Gromp instead. Maybe he's looking for an early gank bot lane in order to secure Kog'Maw. Excuse me. Pressure that he's going to need to get into the late game. Everybody in the chat's rooting for Tahm Kench. That's going to be the dazzle landing on Tahm Kench. Unprotected, and that's half his HP just casually gone.
Yeah, lots of extra damage early on from Varus. A little bit more damage potential and poke potential than Kog'Maw, at least until Kog'Maw gets a few levels in his W or gets that ultimate online.
Time to go get online. Oh, wait a minute. We're seeing Jarvan approaching Natalia here just casually. He's taking a lot of damage, forced to pop the heal. Xin Zhao's trying to make something happen here, but it looks like both players from both teams are just going to back off. Stays a little safe, but now they have vision on... Both teams have vision on both junglers. I'm going to use this opportunity to roam towards mid-river just to make sure that no team fights break out.
Yeah, if we're looking at the CS scores here, I think Infernal Susan did take a little bit of abuse early on from Lemur, hence why Tarsier decided to show up and whack her a little bit. put that pressure back into balance for the Galio and cause her to burn another potion.
And that summoner spell heal. You can't forget that that came out of Lemur very early on in the game. That might come to bite her in the butt later on.
That's true, yeah, I almost didn't catch that. I was wondering why she was still so healthy after being smacked by a red buff Jarvan for so long.
Comes back, he still has that flash option available, so that EQ, and she's probably dead. Option that they decide to take. Texas Christian University opting to get a deep ward into Tarsiers Rates. He's going to get spotted out there. Meanwhile, Xinjiao looking mid to see if there's a play to be had.
Directed camera, please! Just Shinzao making a pass by telling Galio, watch out, I'm near, don't do anything crazy.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, things are going a little bit even. Tom Kench had a bit of a shaky start, but nothing that he can't recover from with his natural tankiness and HP regeneration.
We're seeing Infernal Susan definitely giving the rough end of that matchup still. Up in the top lane, not as much of a story as you would think in the ranged versus melee matchup. Transmuted Gold staying very healthy in that one so far, and up in CS as well. He's got a bit of a wave pushing into his turret, but other than that, doing just fine.
Look at this vision control University has established. They had to have a defensive ward top lane, and then you have a couple wards both into San Antonio's jungle and near the dragon, which is going to be a Cloud Drake. Something that's not very prioritized by teams, but something that's important nonetheless.
Yeah, I just want to point out, hello, I'm Hank, being such a team player, walking way out of the way, but we got a stun.
Dazzle. Tom Kench forced to eat him up, make sure that he's okay. Oh. Well, what's going on here?
Uh-oh.
He's just standing there. Both guys just standing there. Oh.
Looks like we got some bot lane on the same internet there. Both Kog'Maw and Tam Kench deciding to do the stare off into space ability for a few seconds. And we've got a pause.
We've got a pause. Match. Sometimes people's clients like to bug splat when they enter the tournament code. So it looks like we're just going to sit here for a little bit. Right away. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Everyone's
multiple
disconnected
people
now.
Dropping like flies on the side of Texas Christian University.
Saru, man. Looks like they got that got that toaster internet, man, going on. Mid laners seem to still be connected. All right, first game going to... No, I'm kidding.
That's it. I guess the better internet wins.
Wins confirmed. All right, Cogmaw's back online.
Reconnection's coming online. We're still waiting on Ornn, and I believe that's it. I saw Southwind also took a little bit of a step back. I think maybe he was just typing in chat or something. You're talking to his teammates at that point because he didn't disconnect from the game.
Okay, so according to this, we're getting an update just now. Texas Christian University is having their entire team is having internet trouble.
Oh boy!
At the moment, I don't know. It looks like they cut them off after a certain amount of time. Trying to come back. If you're listening to this in the VOD by chance, it looks like you got a fan in the chat. He wants your autograph, man. It looks like we're seeing this is a new champion, guys. This is a new champion. This is all planned. The champion's ultimate ability allows the game to be paused at any time. That's what this
is just Riot's reaction to the stopwatch meta. They heard that everybody really loves seeing stopwatch, so now everybody has stopwatch all the time.
Part of the new Rise rework. All right, looks like things are getting underway. Play is going to resume.
Pause. I'm not convinced I saw everybody reconnect, but everybody's moving, so that's a good sign.
I don't see that Ornn moving. Oh, there we go. Okay, looks like a little bit of a hiccup.
Okay, boys, saved.
Saved. IRL stopwatch, indeed. That was just so funny seeing both bot laners just stand there having to stare down. I'm just like, are they inting? What's going on?
Kog'Maw just trying to press stopwatch and then realized that he was pressing the wrong button or something like that. Is Shinzao going for the cheeky landing? Southwind
Dazzle gonna land on both of them here. He's gonna go in anyway. That's the Ignite getting popped off by the Taric, the flash by the Taric. That's gonna be first blood going over to Texas San Antonio. Tom Kench gonna find himself getting killed off. Varus stops. Oh, there's another pause.
Oh, I had a hunch there. Maybe they're still lagging because I just saw two members of the same team walk up at vastly different times to try to go for that gank.
Kind of stood there. Oh man, F for sure. F's in the chat. Other than that, did that Xin Zhao animation look kind of wonky to you? That just looks so weird to me. Just kind of looks like he's stuttering there, right? That's not me, right?
I don't know. I didn't notice anything too crazy. I did notice that Xin Zhao and Tom Kench were definitely not on the same page, whether it be internet connection or just miscommunication. It's a very aggressive gank.
Here's what's really going on, folks. University of Texas San Antonio, hackers to DDoS Texas Christian University. That's what's going on. That's why they keep disconnecting.
The brazen DDoS accusations coming out from the casters already.
Oh, oh man.
We're truly unbiased here, but we're from the totally unbiased and neutral caster association.
Oh, even the people in the chat are just like, oh man, they're on to me. Oh, apparently it's a spectator bug that makes Xin Zhao go through the first 5 seconds of his walk animation again and again. That's such a weird bug. Weird.
Yeah, I think it probably has something to do with spaghetti or something of sort. And this has got to be a hidden passive. When your entire team takes 5 stopwatches, it causes the entire game to freeze. Look at those stopwatches in that inventory. I didn't even notice that until now.
Everybody took stopwatch except Talia. Everybody. It's too good of an ability, and now we just have a permanent stopwatch on the game. Oh, man. We're just going to double check, make sure that these guys hamsters to run the wheel, because honestly, this is 2 pauses in a row.
Right. At least we know that Riot's doing their best to combat this stopwatch meta, this whole pause every game meta. Next patch, putting stopwatch on the same tier as the magical boots. It makes you have to choose between them. And I actually saw this tip. Oh, we're back in the game.
Hang on. A taunt coming in by Galio. Jarvan the Fourth going to make his way mid lane, trying to see if they can get that. And don't forget, Jarvan still has flash. He's going to use the flash, but that's not going to work. Instead, he has to flash out of that tower range and just barely survives.
So well played by Talia, waiting for the deep dive and then popping that seismic shove. She's gonna ult forward.
Wall get taunted. They're gonna turn that around, and Lemur just gets slain by overcommitting. He even had
man.
Wow.
Still a 2v1, Talia. Even if you got that HP, they have a lot of CC.
Maybe it's just more lag, dude. That's all it is. It's more lag. We're gonna see another pause in like 2 seconds. Just remake the whole game, honestly.
Yeah, we can chalk this. If they end up losing this game, Texas Christian University can call this one a loss forgiven, right?
It's just the lag. Lag was too powerful, dude. The DDoS attacks worked. Shook now.
DDoS attack's gonna shove this huge wave into Kog'Maw's turret. He's down about 20 CS, gonna pick up a little bit more, but I don't think that's enough to put him back to even.
Jarvan didn't back.
Yeah, I guess he didn't feel like he didn't have anything much to be scared of once that mid laner was dead. I don't think Nick was going to be going for any solo invades, knowing that his mid laner was now out of the count for the count.
100% for sure. 1 level advantage over Nick on Xin Zhao here. He's going to be level 6 to Xin Zhao's 5, although that shouldn't matter too much. Xin Zhao is a rather fast jungler. It's already a 3-0 lead in favor of San Antonio, as well as a 1.4k gold lead for San Antonio going on. Spikes or whatever's going on with Texas Christian University's internet, it's definitely too much for them to handle right now. It's already
them hard.
Spooky.
I think just to even it up, we have to make sure that somebody on the side of San Antonio stands still for 3 seconds during the next team fight, right? It's only fair.
It's only fair. A lot of poke damage coming off on Kog'Maw. The Guardian popped by Tom Kench, and that's going to be fine. Indeed have heal in that last fight, but decided not to use it. Oh, hang on. We're going to see something go on in the mid lane. Both junglers and mid laners are here.
She was stun locked pretty hard during that team fight. Maybe she just didn't have a chance to get it off.
Maybe not. Maybe that's what happened. Both junglers, however, are going to back off. Going to hit Kog'Maw. Tom Kench is going to eat him up, make sure that he's okay. Gobble, gobble. Oh, but Xin Zhao is going to get in. He's going to pop his ultimate. That's going to be the heal. Galio's Hero's entrance is coming in clutch. Lemurs gets the slay on Tizer. The teleport coming in by Gnar. Stopwatch being popped by Galio. On the other hand, Gnar coming in. That's going to be the call of the Forge God. Going to miss, unfortunately. But that's not going to stop Ornn from getting the slay on Galio. Meanwhile, Varus roams mid and he gets the kill as well. Tom Kench coming in with that Abyssal Voice, but that's going to get Gnar ultimate. He's forced to pop their stopwatch as well, with the rest of San Antonio's team is going to collapse on this. The flash by Tarek getting that stun off onto Tom Kench. He's going to go down. Gnar's looking for a little bit more. Kog'Maw desperately trying to turn this fight around, but that's a slay. A 6-2 lead, all in favor of San Antonio.
What a wipe for San Antonio. Yeah, that was looking pretty good right there for a second for Texas Christian University. Lemur was able to pick up the first kill despite the damage reduction from Hero's entrance. But after that, it just all fell apart. Top lane came down, bot lane came up. Huge party in the mid lane. Kind of different from usual. You know, usually you see in the bot lane or something like that.
Well, yeah.
And no teleports used except for top lanes either.
Huge stopwatch in that last team fight. That's going to come in clutch for trying to save Texas Christian University in future fights, if they can even get to that point in the game. And we almost had a complete ace. And that's almost going to... It's looking like it's going to be the bot top turret. That's those Celestial Convergence coming off from Tarek here. They're trying to get as much damage as they can. Tom Kench going to get the eat off. That's both stopwatches being popped. The dazzle going to land on Xin Zhao. He's trying to get a little bit more damage. This time it's Galio who's going to teleport down to the bot lane. Xin Zhao overcommits and he gets slain in the process. And that's the solo kill on the mid laner. Looks like Gnar is trying to get as much damage as he can. Both fights happening in bot and mid as they try to siege that turret. The Weaver's Wall coming in by Talia. She gets the kill onto Gnar. Trying to desperately rally their team back into the game. What a clown fiesta going on right now.
Oh, Lemur's making the hero plays, the shining light on his team right now. A 2v1 in the mid lane, picks up 2 kills for himself while his bot lane was getting pressured out from their turret. They did end up giving up that first turret, but Lemur, yeah, like you said, they're going to have to rally behind him to carry them into the mid game and late game when Kog'Maw can finally come online.
Lemur with that redemption, knowing that he took the 2v1 earlier in the game and lost, comes back and turns the whole thing around the second time. And that's going to be Texas Christian University's saving grace in this game right now. As there's just been constant amount of fights. If I'm going to be frank with you, it looks like those fights are too coordinated, if you ask me. I don't know. A miscommunication. You saw in the first fight in the river, Tom Kench uses ultimate Abyssal Voyage, despite San Antonio's entire team being there early on in the game. And these fights recently has just been like kind of weird.
Well, if there's one thing that might bring Texas Christian back despite their deficit, it could be getting the dragon control. 4 people strong already in the pit. They could be a little bit trapped here if they don't play this carefully. Smite's going to go down. They're going to secure it. Wandan Asian's the one that's trapped now.
Flash coming in by Talia. Not much else going on there. Ornn trying to desperately save the top tier turret. He's going to get hit by the Dazzle. Tarek taking a couple tower shots for that. No other kills going on down by the dragon pit. And that might be the top tier turret going down for San Antonio real soon. Another dazzle landed onto Ornn. He's forced to take a lot of damage there. He's got to back up. He gets stunned again. Forced to flash out. Tarek still tanking the turret. Varus going to back off, however, trying to take that turret instead of getting the kill onto Ornn. Trying to show them some mercy.
Yeah, I want to commend San Antonio's textbook swap after taking down that first turret. Uh-oh.
Another pause.
Looks like Lemur might be the one affected here, and he was the one that they need Lemur to be operational for this game.
A summoner has disconnected.
Oh, but what's this? It's Ornn who's going to be getting disconnected instead. Watch, it's all about League of Disconnect here, folks.
Yeah, so what I was trying to say was with the bot lane roaming up immediately after taking that turret, it denies the top laner and also gives them that second turret almost immediately afterwards. I think in order to combat that, the teams really have to bring up, for example, Tahm Kench and Kog'Maw up to match the bot lane, even if it won't allow them to equalize turrets anytime soon. But instead we're seeing mass disconnect, rotating right out of Summoner's Rift.
I don't know. That looks more like a restart to me. There's no way that every single one of their teammates just happened to disconnect at the same time. That looks like something that was done on purpose. But I think wonky going on with their internet, and that's probably why they've had so much trouble in this game today. Gonna get the word out from our sponsors, Vape Nation. No, I'm kidding.
Sponsored by Tide Pods. Don't eat them. It's their tagline now.
Their tagline. Please do not eat them.
It's a Tide ad. Just don't eat them.
Word in from the higher up. See what's going on right now. If they're going to reset, rather. How strange. Dude's internet. Yeah, no joke, man. Texas Christian University, they just cut off the internet after a certain point in time. No, go study.
I can't even imagine studying without internet.
I don't know. Maybe they do things the old-fashioned way. Who knows?
Oh, they have books and libraries.
Right? Wait, when did these guys connect back again? That's so weird. Take it.
Well, they're all moving right now. Seems like they're operational. Rift Herald being the objective here now for San Antonio. It's going to be largely unchallenged.
Don't worry, Chet. We'll see you in like 5 minutes when there's another pause. Unchallenged Rift Herald, by the way. Texas Christian University is just a little bit too far behind now. Almost a 5K deficit between both teams. Through, I don't know, farming, maybe some lemur roams that they've desperately tried to protect. Hasn't been able to really do much of anything. A little scrap in the mid lane. Oh, wait a minute. This lemur's going to get caught out. The hero's entrance is going to be popped onto Gnar. The plant gets popped. Everybody's walking away, but here comes Ornn trying to get a little bit done. He gets that airborne. There goes the call of the Elder God. Gnar's going to try and turn it around with his ultimate. He's trying to run away as fast as he can, trying to get those stuns off, but it's not enough. He's going to get slain by Xin Zhao.
What a great collapse by Transmuted Gold into a huge knockup. Tar's just going to poke over the wall. Almost thought he was going to go in for a second there.
They really need those kinds of pickoffs there in order to get themselves back into this game, because otherwise it's not looking good. Dazzle almost landed on Kog'Maw. Nice jukes. Been dead had that landed there. Look at this.
Texas Christian University playing pretty well as a team as of the last 5 or so minutes. Ever since that collapse double kill, even though that team fight didn't go too well for them, definitely show that they have what it takes to group up and outplay their opponents, and we can see the results right there. They might still lose this though. They did have to regroup after that fight.
Rift Herald earlier in the game, this is going to go down pretty fast. Turret. 3 turrets to 0 for Texas San Antonio right now.
Yeah, long range ulti. Tahm Kench is still a thing.
Trying to catch Jarvan out of line here. He's actually going to tank too many tower shots, and that's going to be Kog'Maw getting the kill off of him. Cosmic Radiance gets popped by Terran. He gets the dazzle onto 2 members of their team. Xin Zhao looking for a little bit more now, forced to flash out because of Varus' pure amount of damage.
And Lemur arrives too late to the fight to use her newfound items.
You're seeing Hello, I'm Hank popping off a little bit. Wait a minute, hang on. Seconds, Gnar's looking for a little bit more here. He's going to find himself taking a lot of tower shots.
Oh, huge Gnar, no stuns though.
He's going to land on 2 members of Texas Christian University's team. Kog'Maw gets popped. To kill Gnar in response. Talia trying to turn things around here. Desperately trying to get her team back in the game. Yalu getting that clutch Todd, but it's not going to be enough. The Weaver's Wall is going to be popped by Talia. Galio finding himself out of position now. He's going to get killed. Lemur's on a killing spree, trying to bring his team back in the game. And all of a sudden, the game that was looking really bad for Texas Christian University is now tied in terms of kills, 8-8.
San Antonio consistently blows a lot of cooldowns on 1 or 2 targets, and then after they pick off that first one, they don't have enough to counter the response from Texas Christian University, especially when Orn is involved. Like, Orn's such a powerful teamfight presence.
Jarvan the Fourth and Gnar try to go in a little bit too aggressively, took one too many tower shots, and that allowed Texas Christian University to push that red button, to make that call, and they were able to get a couple kills out of it. One thing that you do need to keep in mind is that 4 out of those 8 kills is on Talia's Lemur. I'm not sure, I'm not convinced, at least as of right now, if Lemur by himself is going to be able to carry this entire game. Meanwhile, the kills onto San Antonio University, pretty well-rounded, except for Hello, I'm Hank, having 4 kills of his own. You're already seeing that Varus come online a lot sooner than Kog'Maw is. Doesn't sound too good for Texas Christian University. They're going to need Kog'Maw for that late game to pop off.
These 3 kills, 50 CS over his opponent. That's looking pretty dire. He's got 2 finished items as well. And speaking of Kog'Maw, that might be a dead puppy right here.
Other, he gets picked off right away, tries to get that passive, but it's not enough. Galio in the mid lane, however, looking a little bit low there, trying to run off. He's able to regroup with his teammates. Are we going to see the collapse here, or nope, never mind. They're going to decide to play it safe, not going to make that call. Christian University doesn't get another opportunity like they did earlier to get back into the game.
1 second, I'm trying to move this chat out of the way of the scoreboard here. There we go.
Don't forget to make sure that you speed up all the way so that we're synced up.
Got it.
Buff taken onto Lemur, a wise decision. Meanwhile, other Cloud Drake going to spawn in for both teams. Prove handy for Texas Christian University if they're able to secure that dragon. Though I don't think they're in a position to do so right now. But still a 5k deficit between both teams.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that they had narrowed that down to about 3.5 just a few minutes ago, but now ballooned up to 5. 5,000 tends to be that kind of point whenever I'm watching League, where I think, oh, this is starting to look a little one-sided. But so far, I mean, outer turret's going down. It looks bad because it gives a lot of gold to your enemy team, but it also gives you the chance to turtle a little bit and recover.
Alright, but that's a dragon going uncontested by San Antonio University. The BM coming in from Hello, I'm Hank with that Mastery 7. Saying earlier, it's just those CS differences being so huge that's the main thing keeping these gold advantages so separate from both of these teams.
Gnar busy split pushing on the bottom side. You can see how much harder it is to push a inner turret. And I think San Antonio remembers what happened to them last time they tried to do that. A little bit more cautious this time around. Gonna let Gnar push slowly into that turret, but the red ping's already going down. They know that that's where they need to defend. Orn's gonna match him in the bot side as Gnar makes his way towards the rest of the map.
This is where trying to get that second Cloud Drake for Texas Christian University is actually not going to come in clutch. Had they had both Cloud Drakes, they would be able to respond to things like that a lot more faster. We're going to see if later on in the game if that's going to come to bite them in the behind.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, San Antonio being able to match that makes their chances of a comeback a little bit slimmer. They're still grouping up, still anticipating that mid lane push from San Antonio, and it looks like San Antonio have the same thing on their mind. Clearing out vision around just to make sure they don't get flanked by any cheeky Orn teleports.
Orn teleports, even his ultimate by himself is something that you need to watch out for in these kinds of situations. We're seeing Kog'Maw trying to farm up, turtle it out on the mid lane, trying to recover to get himself back into a position to carry on later on. Late for him, however, because that Varus is already online.
It's a pretty textbook 1-3-1 that I'm looking at it. I really like San Antonio's map movements, again, that earlier, how they were able to take down the first 2 turrets, and then now what they're doing right now. After establishing vision control around the Baron, they're going to try for it. Of course, with the scrying plant available, it's going to be harder to sneak that.
Yeah, but they actually started the Baron without clearing the wards in the pit itself first, and that allowed Christian University to respond very quickly to that Baron, and that forced both teams to call off. Wait a minute, hang on. Jarvan's coming a little bit in here. Xin Zhao looking at himself out of position, uses that challenge to get himself out of that pickle. Barely makes it out alive. He almost got picked off there.
Really hard to pick people off with a Tom Kench on your team, though, or on the enemy team.
Amazing how much damage. Nick 5131 found himself to just 25% of his HP. And Jarvan the Fourth hasn't even built a full damage item yet. All he has is that Tracker's Knife. Like the Warrior enchant, he chose to use Cinderhulk instead. Finding himself out of position, forced to flash over the wall. The pressure coming in mid.
Yeah, we're seeing Texas Christian Unity establish a pretty strong position here. 5-man strong. Nars walking back towards bottom. He does have teleport, but again, that's a delayed reaction. Kog'Maw, though.
Kog'Maw's going to get picked off. The Call of the Forge God coming in by Orange. Tarek forced to pop his ultimate in response. That's going to be the Cataclysm. Hello Hank is unstoppable. And that's Kog'Maw getting popped once again. Orange forced to move back. Other members of Texas Christian University's team forced to flash over the wall to guarantee some safety. And that just might be a free Baron for Texas San Antonio here. Is that team fight really messy, really fast?
Yeah, Kog'Maw tried so hard that team fight. He flashing away from the Chain of Corruption. Good dodge, but you can't flash away that easily from a Jarvan who has his ultimate up, especially if your flash is already down. Wall's gonna wall them in, though. This could be a 4v5 defense.
Gnar ultimate coming in by Wandan Asian. The blue team secures Baron Nashor, but Gnar's looking for a little bit more. He's gonna find himself getting knocked off the taunt. Hello, I'm Hank. That's slain. Transmuted Gold. A double kill coming in by their AD carry. A triple
Three-man
kill.
shove.
We're going to
Kog'Maw's here.
Kog'Maw's here, but does he have the damage amount to make it happen? Talia coming in clutch with that double kill. Galio's gonna flash over the wall for some reason, gets the shutdown of the Lemur. Kog'Maw is finding himself in a really tricky predicament. He's able to slay Susan, but he ends up falling instead. Oh, but he also gets the shutdown into Hello, I'm Hank.
That was an extended fight. I wanted to give the statistics for that. I don't even know if you'd count the last fight, but a 4-for-5 overall, and the Baron given over to San Antonio. So overall, totally a win for San Antonio, but a lot closer than I would have thought.
Disagree there. When you're that behind and you get a 4-for-5, that's actually something that I would call worth to a degree. Sure, they lost the Baron and they did get a lot of their members down, but you need to remember two important things that happened in that last team fight. Lemur got a double kill, so that's going to allow him to carry. And not only that, but Kog'Maw actually got a couple kills himself, and that might allow him to come back into this game despite the amount of deaths that he has on him right now. 3 and 5. But those nice couple of kills are going to allow him to pop off in the next 6 minutes, hopefully.
Yeah, I was seeing a Kog'Maw triple in my eyes at that point. I think the amount of time that Hello, I'm Hank was about 2 or 3 auto attacks away from death, but instead, Arborary electing to hit the Galio instead. Might have been able to pick up the support in addition to the AD carry. Thankfully, his passive was there to finish that off.
I think I got to agree with you. Had he turned his focus around just a little bit more, that could have been a much better situation for Texas Christian University. Regardless, I think it's a situation that they take nonetheless.
Yeah, still in this game.
Oh, Jarvan's going to come in with that EQ combo, however. The Dazzle lands onto Southwind's Tom Kent. He's forced to flash out of there. Kog'Maw coming in once again to turn things around. Cosmic Radiance going to save all members of San Antonio. Whoa. Cataclysm getting popped off, but Lemur's going to get the kill onto Jarvan the Fourth anyway. Call of the Forge God, popping 3 members of San Antonio's team. The Dazzle's going to find the triple man Dazzle. Hello, I'm Hank is going to get the kill, a double kill. Excuse me. A kill. Coming in for Hello, I'm Hank, as he's able to turn that entire team fight around and kill 4 members of Texas Christian University's team. You saw that Tarek ultimate allowed them not to be able to touch Hello, I'm Hank, and a little bit too much. As soon as that Ginsu's comes online, that's just so much damage. That's, you know, something that you don't keep in mind. And that allowed San Antonio to turn that fight that could have gone ugly, and instead they were able to turn it into their favor.
That was a straight up 4v5. Meanwhile, Gnar is demolishing the top side of the map. Hello, I'm Hank walks forward even more. He's 13 and 1, feels no fear at all.
Play. The Gnar ultimate coming in by Gnar. He's going to get popped up by Xin Zhao. Gets the stun onto Xin Zhao, and he's going to walk off instead. But that's going to be a turret and a mid inhibitor going down. Hello, I'm Hank feeling so confident in himself and his team. Outside. And things are looking real bad for Texas Christian University. That quadra kill going on to Hello, I'm Hank. Good lord, man.
That was their chance to bring it back. A 5v4 fight in such a tight corridor. You saw how much impact that the seismic shove early on and then later on the Call of the Forge God had on that fight, but it wasn't enough. They didn't have the damage to follow up.
Despite the amount of CC that they were able to inflict on San Antonio, the Tarek negated the majority of it with Cosmic Radiance. They were able to respond with CC of their own through Gnar and Galio's Heroes entrance, and that was just more than enough for Hello, I'm Hank to get that extended fight, which he's looking for, in order to get that Ginsu's to come online and just melt through Texas University's team.
Yeah, and if things weren't bad enough for them already, Infernal Drake probably the nail in the coffin for them right here. Even if it's not necessarily super attractive of an option on the side of San Antonio, they don't have a lot of people building full AD or a full AP, but Varus is going to take everything that he can get for sure.
Be a 13k gold difference between both of these teams. We're starting to see the difference in their ranks, more or less, become very prominent now.
Yeah, 13,000 gold, and almost 7,000 of that is on, or 7,000 of that deficit is between the AD carries.
Both picked attack speed, AD carries. However, Kog'Maw wasn't able to pop off like Hello, I'm Hank has been able to do so far. And now, instead of Kog'Maw popping off, we're seeing Varus pop off instead. You don't want to see. Kog'Maw was able to get a couple kills in some of the mid-game team fights, but you're seeing Varus so far has had much higher impact.
Another Reaper's Wall to try to cut off the escape.
Cosmic Radiance getting popped off by Tarek. He's going to find himself bouncing in and around the entire team. However, Hello, I'm Hank is getting that Ginsu is getting turned on. He's going to get a quick meltdown through Tom Kent. Cataclysm coming on onto the Talia, followed up by that Wombo Combo Heroes entrance that you were talking about. The Flash Taunt coming in, and that's going to be Hello, I'm Hank being godlike, getting as many kills as he can, and that's going to be the nail in the coffin. Texas, taking the first game. A very dominant performance, if I do say so myself. They don't even get to finish the inhibitor. Texas,
yeah, there's a surrender vote coming out, I believe.